It's time for the One Bar and Lupagus Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings.
Welcome to professional football.
Hello again, I am Lupagus from the One Bar and Lupagus Show, and this is the One Bar and Lupagus Show. Today I'm going to look into the future and look deep into the future. Look at the 2021 NFL Draft. The 2020 Draft just wound up a couple weeks ago, but it's never too early to start thinking for the future. And I'm going to talk about the Vikings, the positions they are most likely to take with their first, second, or third round pick. Just look at their biggest needs potentially for the 2021 NFL Draft. Before I get in that, be sure to like our channel, like our videos, subscribe to our channel. Hell, like our channel too. Like whatever we do. We'll be pumping out Vikings content every single day. Tell you whether you like it or not. Hopefully you like it, because you know we all need our Vikings fix every single day. Makes the day a little bit better. All right, enough of that. Let's get into the Vikings 2021 draft and what they could be potentially looking at in the first round. I think there's really two positions that they could use with their first round pick if everything stands the way it is right now. First one is a guard. Really, there is not much on the Vikings guard depth chart right now. Your projected starters, it's going to be a battle between Dakota Dozier and Drew Samia on the right side. I know the Vikings took Samia in round 4 for a reason last year, but he was inactive almost all season long, and when he did play, it was in a meaningless game against the Bears with who knows what effort the Bears defenders were even putting forth in that game. They had nothing to play for. Samia did look okay in that game. He had some nice moments. He was able to move some guys around, create some room on the ground for Mike Boone. But to ask him to come from a season where he's barely playing at all to be a starter is a huge step forward. Hopefully he's up to that task, but it's a big task for him to fill. Left side, you got Pat Elflein, who, he's just a mess. If he's not holding, getting a flag, then he's getting destroyed. How many times did guys come over him, whether it was just stuffing Delvin Cook in the backfield or just nailing Kirk Cousins? Pat Elflein was a complete liability. And, if he doesn't step up his play, there's no guarantee he makes the 53-man roster for the Vikings. It would be a bit of a shock if he didn't, but he really needs to be motivated this year. But you look at some of the names on the depth chart. You got Kyle Hinton, the rookie that they took with almost the last pick of the draft this year. He was the only guard selected. D2 guy, you like what you see on tape. He can move, but he's playing D2 competition, and for him to get on the field in a meaningful game in 2020, it's a lot to ask. I think he's practice squad material. There's been talk of moving Oli Udo to guard, which could be something. Like Samia, he looked pretty good in that game against the Bears, but again, meaningless. There's nothing for Bears defenders to play for in that game. So even though he looked good, who knows what if he can be a guard or not. I kind of like him better at tackle myself. You also got Blake Brando, who I don't know. I'm not high on Blake Brando. I think he's practice squad. I think he's a year away from being any kind of a contributor to a meaningful game. So it's just a lot of question marks when it comes to guard. And if someone does not step up in 2020, I think that need shoots way to the top. And it's not sexy. The Vikings could be taking a guard with their first pick of the 2021 NFL Draft at pick 32. If it's not guard, it could be defensive tackle. The Vikings did take James Lynch in round 4 this year, which is a nice pick. He is coming off a 13-sack season, so he definitely can cause pressure up the middle, disrupt the timing of an opponent's offense, stuff the running game, and get that interior pressure that Mike Zimmer loves so much. I think him and Armon Watts will probably be rotating as the interior pass rusher this year. And, that's not the worst thing. But again, they're not. You want a stud. You want a stallion there. You want to get the next Aaron Donald, somebody who can just, disrupt on every single play. Who offenses have to worry about blocking every single game. Maybe the Vikings can find that in the draft next year. But again, maybe Lynch and Watts will prove to be enough. It remains to be seen. But right now, I'm putting the top 2 needs: guard 1A and then D tackle 1B. I think they're both way at the top. And another need that could actually supplant both of these would be safety. If Anthony Harris is not extended, and you need to find someone to play with Harrison Smith. And I don't know, Josh Metellus, you like what he brings. He's an aggressive player, aggressive corner, but it took Anthony Harris like 3 years to really develop into a starter, and Metellus could need a similar learning curve. So asking him to do that in year 2 is asking quite a bit. So the Vikings could look to draft a young playmaker, a very, very talented player who could come in and be a starter. Again, Mike Zimmer doesn't seem to put a lot of onus on this, onus, whatever the hell that word is. I don't know. On this position. So I don't know if you deem it worthy of a first-round selection or not, but they used one on Harrison Smith and that panned out. So I don't know why you wouldn't want to try that again, assuming Anthony Harris isn't re-signed. If he's re-signed, then I don't think you worry about this position at all until later in the draft. So one more, it might be wide receiver. Adam Thielen, definitely one of the best route runners in the game, some of the best hands in the entire game. And then you got Justin Jefferson, who looks to be, a threat from the slot, a threat from outside. You gotta love his attitude so far. Very excited to see what he brings to the table. BC Johnson should be on the depth chart for the next couple of years. And then everything after that is a question mark. There's no guarantee Tajay Sharp makes the team. KJ Osborne has a lot of work to do as far as receiving goes. I think he was primarily drafted for special teams. And Courtney Davis has a shot to make the team. I do like him, but again, if you're looking for a true number 3 option, if these guys don't take steps forward here this coming season, you might be looking back to the draft for this. I don't think it's a first or second round pick, probably more of a mid-round, third, fourth round selection, which I don't know. I don't remember, but I think Rick Spielman already has like 4 picks in both of those rounds for next year. So wide receiver definitely could be on the list as well. Just a couple quick hitters, maybe quarterback Vikings look at with, Cousins only have a couple years left on his contract after next year. And maybe defensive end too, if DJ Wanham looks like he's going to take another couple years to really bloom the way Andre Patterson thinks he can, and if Kenny Willekes can't be a factor, then maybe you look at a defensive end too. So, all right, that's the way I see the Vikings' needs for the 2021 draft shaking out. Again, it's only May right now, mid-May at that. We have a lot of preseason, a lot of season to go. Everything can change. Guys will emerge. Guys will get hurt. Guys will regress. So these are definitely in flux. But that's the way I see it going down right now. So, all right. I'll be back on in another couple days with another video, and maybe I'll have one bar with me. Until then, we'll see you guys later.